Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the newest episode of Music Theory Facts. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to do something really cool. I discovered a list of 13 music theory misconceptions and or myths, and I would like to give my personal take on all of them, all right? Myth number 1, you have to be a genius to understand music theory. Do I look like a genius? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. No, so you don't have to be a freaking genius to understand music theory. You just have to start at the beginning and, absorb and digest one thing at a time, build it up incrementally, and you're good. Myth number 2, you have to play an instrument to understand music theory. Here's the really cool thing about music theory. You could write a song. You could have staff paper and write a song using the principles and understanding of music theory without even ever touching an instrument. And it would sound good. If you knew what you were doing, you could literally write a full song. Know it would sound good just because you know music theory. You don't even have to hear it, okay? Obviously, you have to know music theory to do this, but it's possible. You don't need an instrument, okay? It's a science. It's a concept. All right? Myth number 3. Music theory stifles creativity. This one is maddening. Okay? I don't know who came up with this, but that would be like saying that using GPS somehow makes going somewhere more difficult. Like, are you crazy? Like, if you learn the rules of what works and what doesn't when it comes to sound and Western music, you're only making things that much more better for yourself and more interesting, okay? You can't break the rules until you know the rules, all right? Keep that in mind. Number 4, music theory is too complex for beginners. I feel like this one's kind of silly. Obviously, if you're a beginner, you start at the beginning, and then as the beginning turns into the middle, you grow with it, okay? You don't want to start in the middle with anything. With music theory, you start at the foundation. Break it down. Start with intervals. Start with the single notes and work your way up from there. Myth number 5, there is only one correct way to write music. Oh my God. Are you freaking kidding me? One correct way. There are millions of ways to write music. Just look at all the genres of music and all the different unique styles, okay? Even in just the genre of heavy metal alone, you've got so much, variety and creativity and, innovation, all right? That is a silly, silly myth. Number 6, music theory is outdated and irrelevant. Okay. Well, that would be like saying that, the sciences are outdated and irrelevant too. I mean, maybe we should just stop with biology and chemistry. No, once a science is discovered and laid out in a fashion that can be easily absorbed, that information's good forever, okay? Music theory will always be great. It's always been great, and it will always help people in the future, okay? There's no way it could ever be outdated. Myth number 7, music theory is only for classical musicians. This one is also absolutely ridiculous, all right? Classical musicians definitely know theory. The interesting thing about this modern age that we live in is that you're either one of 3 types of musicians. You're either the complete theory nut like I am, where I'm just obsessed with everything, or you know nothing, right? A lot of the heavy metal guys probably, don't really know that much, even if they say they do. And then you have this middle ground where you know just enough to write pop songs, right? So I would have to say that while classical musicians utilize theory to a very high level, music theory is for everybody, all right? Number 8, music theory is boring. I mean, listen to a Dream Theater song, 10 plus minutes. It's in 3 different keys. The time signature changes 47 times. We're throwing in some modes. We're throwing in some diminished chords. it's endless. It's endless beauty, endless variety. Okay, music theory is like, it's not boring. All right, I don't know whoever thought it was boring. You must be boring. Myth number 9, music theory is a set of strict rules that must be followed. As I stated before, you can't break the rules unless you know the rules. All right, so music theory is a collection of ideas about things that have been observed through our system of Western music. And it's things that work and don't work, and then there's things that if you kind of blend both of those ideas together, you can create something new. Again, you can't break the rules if you don't know the rules. Myth number 10, music theory is only for certain genres of music. This one kind of harkens back to the classical musician of myth number 7. Just a ridiculous premise. I'm not even going to entertain that. Myth number 11, you need to know advanced math to understand it. That is, if you can count to 4, you're pretty much there, right? Most music is in 4. Can you count to 4? Can you subdivide? It's really not that crazy. We're not using mathematical equations based on the vibrations of a string to calculate what would sound good. That's someone else's job. We're just doing simple stuff here. Can you count to 7, 12? Can you count to 4? Come on. This is easy stuff. Myth number 12, music theory is unnecessary with modern technology. Modern technology definitely makes music easier to make, easier to record, easier to infuse things in it. You can steal things easily. Who needs a real drummer when you got a drum machine? I completely disagree with this idea, but it actually has nothing to do with music theory. So who comes up with this stuff? All right, the final myth is that learning theory takes too much time. And like with anything, everybody learns at their own pace. Some people are good at math, some people aren't. Some people are good at science. Some people don't get these concepts, right? If you have an interest in music and you want to study theory, who cares how long it takes? All right? Just do it. Do it for yourself. And thank you for watching this episode of Music Theory Facts. A little bit different premise today, but I hope you enjoyed. And leave a comment below. Which myth did you disagree with the most? All right? Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.